All right, what is up, everybody? Divine Hood here, coming at you with another update. And this time I'm only going to go over ADA. Roman, sorry, man, I forgot to post ADA in my last video. I even wrote it down and I forgot to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and do it here now. Also, I am going to answer your question about how to find targets on coins if we think an altcoin season is coming. So first of all, let's go on to the daily time frame here on ADA. And you can see that ADA's been in this really nice descending channel here on the daily time frame. Yes, in the crash, we did see a wick past the channel, but then you can see we came to the bottom of the channel, bounced at the bottom of the channel, but now we are bouncing up to the midline of the channel and rejecting from the midline of this channel. So unfortunately, there's a couple things we can look at here. I do think this descending channel is looking kind of bullish. It also does look like a wave 4 of a bigger 5-wave impulse on the weekly time frame. So if we're going to expect one more push up on ADA on the weekly time frame, then eventually we think this descending channel will break to the upside. But for now, we're going to cover this local daily channel here, the range in this channel, and we'll look at more local price action. So first, we can take the volume of this range. You can see that our value area low has been broken to the downside, and we are back testing around the value area low and channel midline, and we're rejecting. And so a couple things I want to point out here. The top of the channel here, let me actually add this to it. I forgot to add this to it, POC. So we have some very key resistance above us. At the top of the channel, we have a naked daily point of control up here. We have our golden pocket pull. Now that golden pocket pull is from the highs of the channel to our flash crash lows. We have our naked daily point of control up here. We have our golden pocket up there. Yeah, that's the golden pocket. So golden pocket from highs to lows here. You can see golden pocket, naked daily point of control, our range point of control, and the top of our channel is up in this box. So this box here is a very important box of resistance. That is between 102.85 and 107.29. So that is the main area of resistance I'm going to be looking at if we can reclaim our range. So far, we're not able to reclaim our range. And maybe we're going to see another higher low come in, because you can see we broke these highs here. Let me go ahead and mark this out. Where is here we go. You can see we broke these highs of our dead cat bounce, or really didn't break them. Yeah, we did. We broke them. That's right. So we SFP'd these highs of the dead cat bounce, or of the recovery from that flash crash dump, and that's why we're dumping. Let's zoom in here. Let's go on to the 4-hour chart. You can see we took this local liquidity here of that crash right now, just earlier today, a few times, and now we're dumping a bit. So we are in this smaller range here. Now, I'm going to turn this on. This is a weekly level. Now, this hasn't confirmed yet because we still have about 3 hours or so until it confirms, but most likely it's going to confirm as a new weekly level. So we have our new weekly level down here. Also, if we do our golden pocket pull from the lows of the flash crash to our highs that we just made, you can see our golden pocket is around that area. Let's hold on here. Let me make sure I got this yeah, that's the high. Okay. So golden pocket is around the weekly, but it's also, we do have at this golden pocket, this key low here. So we have liquidity into our golden pocket, and it's near the bottom of our channel. So I would definitely be paying attention down here to this area down here. We'll make this green. So this is our golden pocket, channel lows, and then SFP. That area there is an area I definitely am going to be watching for a higher low to come in. That is between 66 cents and 63.8. I'm just going to round. So that area is an area I'm watching for local support. Let's go ahead and delete this now. And the weekly is here just above that. We do have to watch for that weekly. The weekly, if we do a pull of our smaller golden pocket from low to high, and we look at our 786, our 786 is close to that weekly. So that's another local level of support here. We might see a small bounce from this area before we come down to that golden pocket. Just be aware of that. That's between 69 cents and 68.2, 69.1, 68.2. Now, because we just grabbed this liquidity and we're seeing a drop here, I mean, I would be looking for a higher low to come in to continue higher, but it's not looking the best. Let's go ahead and pull our range of just this smaller price action here. And you can see it was also our value area high. So rejecting from value area high, rejecting from our channel midline. And we do have our golden pocket of this smaller range pull at our value area low. So I know I keep adding more local supports. These are all local supports. So Roman, be very careful trading local support levels. If Bitcoin starts making a more volatile move, which it looks like it's coiling up to do, then these could get busted through so quickly. So just only take it if you have confirmation and make sure you're setting your stops just in case. So we have our value area low and our most local golden pocket there. That is between 71.9 and 71.43. Okay, so that's our local levels of support below us. Now above us, we do have the midline here. Let me go ahead. I also have a pitchfork that I want to show you guys on this. Let's turn on that pitchfork. You can see it was the pitchfork midline. You can see this red midline is the pitchfork midline, and that's why we're also rejecting, because it's our descending channel midline and our pitchfork midline. And you can see the bottom band of the pitchfork is where we stopped our flash crash dump. We bounced from the bottom band of the pitchfork. So this pitchfork is more of a macro pitchfork. Now to the upside, if we do break this first resistance that I showed you, which is the top of the channel, the golden pocket, naked daily point of control, regular point of control of the range, we do have a naked weekly point of control and a fresh weekly level at 119.44 to 120.48. And it is also where our pitchfork band is. So this here is definitely a strong resistance up here. Let's just make that purple. And so that would be my second resistance level to the upside. Other than that, man, that's like locally, we're playing this smaller range, right? Because we're in this smaller, just like with Bitcoin, play the range until it breaks. We're in this smaller range here since Sunday, the 1st of February. Let's play this smaller range until it breaks. So your smaller support levels are here. If you think a higher low is going to come in, I really like the bottom one the best. But we do have that weekly, and right now it's a daily. In 3 hours, it will confirm to a weekly. And then the top of the channel up here, naked daily point of control is really nice up here. Channel top, golden pocket. And then as far as our pitchfork levels go, I mean, we do have the pitchfork band below us. So the SFP of this low into the band, I would be looking for it somewhere around here. So you want some time to pass. So that's around 54.8, pretty much 55 cents area. We also need to watch for that SFP down there, but I'm going to go ahead and get that off the chart for now. I'm going to go ahead and hide this pitchfork again because you can see we're rejecting from the midline. So the midline is really both the midline of the descending channel and the midline of the pitchfork are going to be key to get back above and flip them to support. If we can't do something like this, maybe bounce from here, get back above this, flip it to support, continue higher, then we can expect lower. But right now, this midline, both midlines are rejecting us. So it's going to be key to get above both these midlines. Other than that, I'm just watching more big areas of support. So the SFP of these lows into the pitchfork band. And then if we break that, I mean, our bottom of our pitchfork is around 42.8 cents and 42.5, actually, I would say. I would be looking around 42 to 42.5 is the bottom there. Okay, so that is about it on the analysis here for ADA. I forgot what coin for ADA. All right, now you asked a question about how do we find targets on alts in a bull run, and if we think a bull run is coming. So let me go ahead and hide a lot of this stuff here, and we'll look at some of what we can expect here. Let me go ahead and just hide all of this. Where's that weekly? Okay, let's zoom out onto the daily chart. First of all, pitchforks are a very, very great tool to look for targets to the upside. And then I do like the ascending channels as well. You know that. But also Elliott waves. Elliott waves are really, really good to look at for ascending channels. So, or for, I mean, for bull market targets. So this is our daily time frame. Let's go on to the weekly time frame. Weekly time frame here. And actually, let me see. Yeah, okay. I've still got that same pitchfork on this one as well. You can see that we are bouncing from the golden pocket of these low, the last weekly low to the last weekly high. We're bouncing from the golden pocket on that dump. So that is expected and appropriate. All right, let me get rid of some of this older stuff here. So you can check out a pitchfork here. And first of all, fibs. Fibs are a good level. So you can do a fib from the, yeah, I think this is the all-time high. All-time high down to your bear market lows. You look at your fib here, but you always have to make sure, because look at, this is not 61% of the retrace. You can see that's more like 85, 90% because it's not on log scale. So when you're accounting for huge percentages of moves, change it to log scale. Now, when we change it to log scale, you can see where did we reject from? We rejected from our golden pocket on the weekly time frame. Not a good sign. Not a good sign. But it doesn't mean it's over. So you know, you could be looking at this as like this 1, 2, 3 up here, 4, and then we might be in our fifth wave. Fifth wave could end around the top of the pitchfork, around like 186 or so. Let's go ahead and add our 786 to this. 786 right around the top of the pitchfork there. Depending on how quick we get up there, it could be more in alignment with the band if it takes some time, you know, a few weeks. Let's see, that would be in June. We'd see alignment with the 786 there. But really, how do you find targets? You can do trend-based Fibonacci extinctions. So these are based off of a trend. So like, for instance, if you see a 5-wave impulse to the upside, let's grab your Elliott wave impulse, and you start to see impulsive price action, because in a bull market, you look for an impulse to the upside. And then after your impulse to the upside, you usually see a correction. You see your correction here. And then you can go look at another impulse to the upside continuing. So let's go do this. Let's see, clone this. Something like this here. And then you see your overall trend to the upside. Now you can see on this chart here, we have a clear impulse to the upside. We have our correction to the downside, another impulse to the upside here, and we are seeing a correction to the downside. We can look for another impulse to the upside. So you can look at your Elliott waves, and there's a couple ways to find your targets of your fifth wave on the Elliott waves. You can do a trend-based Fibonacci extinction. You go from the lows of 1 to the highs of 1 to the lows of 4. And then you look for your targets to be between the 0.618 and the 1.618. So that's a way you can find your fifth wave targets. You can also do, let me get rid of this stuff now. I mean, if you have your Elliott impulse wave here and you want to look where your fifth wave is ending, you can do a Fibonacci retracement from the highs of 3 to the lows of 4. And then you go to your expansion targets. You can go to your fifth wave expansion target, and it's usually between the 1.236 and the 1.618 up there. So it should be something like this, you know. So that is another way you can find your fifth wave targets there. And then in an extended fifth wave, which happens quite a bit in crypto, your fifth wave will either be as long or longer than your third wave. You can do a trend-based Fibonacci extinction. This trend-based Fibonacci extinction from the lows of 2 to the highs of 3 to the lows of 4. You look for your 1-to-1 target, which means that your fifth wave would be the same exact length as your third wave, or you can even go up even higher on that, you know, 1.236. Really, you don't want to go too much past the 1.236 for an extended fifth wave even. But that is a way to find some targets there. I do like pitchforks a lot, because pitchforks, like, even if you have a asset that's in price discovery, you take it from key pivot lows, like for a bullish pitchfork, for example, you're going to take it from a key pivot low. So bull market lows, bear market lows. Then you go up to the first major impulse high, then you go down to the correction low. And you can get your pitchfork here. And if we zoom in, like let's zoom in on the daily chart, and you can see how well the pitchfork is respected here. I mean, bouncing around in the band for a bit, came to the bottom of the pitchfork, busted up all the way up. Now we did come a little bit higher than the band, but that's because our golden pocket was up there. Let me get rid of that golden pocket. And then chop around in the band for a bit, back test the band here, lose it, come down. We flushed all the way to the bottom band. Now we're back testing that midline, we're rejecting, and we're continuing down. Now, the pitchfork looks a little bit more respected on the Coinbase chart, by the way. Let's go to the Coinbase chart. Because you can see that pitchfork, I mean, really highly respected. Actually, yeah. So let me make these right on. I hate how TradingView does this. If you mark out the pitchfork on the weekly and then you zoom into the daily, it looks like they're off a little bit. Come on now. There we go. So yeah, you can see, rejected around the band, came up to the golden pocket. Now it was a front run of our pitchfork top just because it was the macro golden pocket from all-time high to bear market lows. But then we came up to the band, rejected the band, came up to the band, rejected the band, finally lost it to the bottom of the bottom band, bounced from the bottom band. Now we're rejecting from the midline. So these major macro pitchforks are really good to find more macro targets. So say for some reason we come down, take these lows again into the bottom of the band. We SFP into the bottom of the band here, come down here, bounce from the bottom of the band, and then we see another impulse to the upside. Our fifth wave could end up here around the top of the pitchfork, so like 185 or so. And then you just kind of calculate time-wise based, how long this should take. Like if your wave 4 correct, you should have some symmetry between your waves here. And you can use the trend-based fib time tool. Now, I'm not going to get into that now, but there is like, your correction shouldn't last more than 4 times your impulse here. If it starts to go more than 4 to 6 times your impulse, then you got to be looking at a bigger, maybe more complex correction. Different things like that. It gets a little bit into Elliott waves there, but I mean, pitchforks, good tool. Channels also, ascending channels are a really good tool to use. So let me go ahead and turn this off here. And let's go zoom out onto the weekly chart again. Let's look at this. Here to here. An ascending channel. Let's go here. Yeah, I mean, this was a nice ascending channel. You can see we tried to break it to the upside, back tested it, we made a lower high, and then we're dumping back down into the channel. But if you want to find extinction targets on a channel like that, you can go here and you can go into your fib channel and you can pull that same channel, but with the fib channel here, which will give you your extinction targets of the channel here. And look at, we rejected from the 2-to-1 fib extinction target. So and then like, even though this channel's price action was made after, you can see the channel is respected up here. It was holding up here, bounced down to the bottom level, bounced up here, bounced down to the back tested the main channel, bounced up. So even though this fib channel wasn't created until these pivots afterwards, trading is based off human psychology. That's why these channels work for the past as well, because human psychology hasn't changed. And so what can we expect? We came up, we came up to the 2 fib channel, we rejected, but the 2.618 isn't important. The 1.618 and 2.618 are important targets in a fib extinction channel. So like you can look for maybe the highs that we're going to see are around like 225, 223-ish area. And then what you could do is you could do your golden pocket pull from the highs here to the lows. And we'll go to our 786 area. And then, but we're going to make sure it's on log scale. 786, look at that. So not only was the 786 near the top of our pitchfork, but it's also near the top of our 2.618 channel up there. Now, we'd have to pump up there pretty quick, but let's turn on that pitchfork. So yeah, look at the 786 here near the top of the pitchfork, near the top of our 2.618 channel. I mean, I would say in between like 177 and 220, 210 ish could be the top here. Now, if we're really going to go into a big pump altcoin season, like some people think, I personally don't think it's going to happen, but the market doesn't care what you think. So you can also find more bullish targets based off more macro time frame, and you can use pitchforks. I'm going to go more into that in the pitchfork tutorial video, though. So, all right, I got to get going. I just wanted to make a short video on that. Hope this helps, Roman. Sorry I didn't include the coin in the last video, but there you go. Have a good day, guys.